right? But
Right.
so you get your license. What made you decide to go the mailer route? Because I tell people all the time, like, look, you got to find what you're good at, what you're comfortable with, and ultimately everything works as long as you're consistent with it.
Right.
I guess I got in 2011, so the only thing I really knew were internet leads and that way. Thinking back, what was some of the ways to build the business that you could have chosen, and you probably did variations of all of them, but obviously you were very intentional with your mailers.
Yeah, I was very intentional. And like you said, the consistency, you can't just do one of them. I had to do it every month. With the condo area that I selected, they had, it was kind of like a big party place. People graduated from college and that's where they moved. And so they had a pool, and on the weekends it would just be packed with all these young kids. So on weekends I would buy, a dozen pizzas, and I'd take it over to the pool and, introduce myself to people, leave a stack of cards. And my husband and I also were very good about joining a lot of volunteer organizations. We joined one of the boards at Children's Hospital. We joined like a couples kind of volunteer-based organization. Once we had kids, I got involved with the schools, all things like that. So I feel like my sphere just kind of exploded, and I was getting business from the areas that I was marketing, but then the other part of my business was coming from people that we were meeting through, different groups that we were getting involved with.
That's awesome. So, what were some of those first couple years like? I mean, did you just start building a team right away? Did you know that was the route because you saw, obviously, your parents were, a husband-wife team.
Right.
Did you know that was the route you wanted to go, or were you like, nope, I'm just going to do it on my own?
Yeah, just doing it on my own. And then that was for a really long time. And then 13 years ago, my dad passed away unexpectedly. And by that point, my mom and I were doing about 50-50 as far as business. Like, she was bringing in half the business and I was bringing in half the business. So we decided to join forces at that point and become like our own team. So I was no longer my own agent. We joined together and kind of did everything together. We went on listing appointments together, and just, kind of became our own team.
Yeah.
And then my brother joined us about 10 years ago or 11 years ago.
Okay.
And then we've always had an assistant, like a licensed assistant. And so the one we've had has been with us about 12 or 13 years. And then she also sells.
Okay.
And then her sister joined us last year. So our team in the last, I guess it's been the four of us for a while, but then we just added one more person last summer. So
sure, good. So that's really a family, close knit, team.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what our motto has always been. Like, we're family based, and we try to treat all of our clients like family. Like, if I'm working with someone, I would give them the same advice I would give my brother or my mother-in-law if they were buying a property. So we like the kind of the small, I'm not opposed to growing our team, but we like the smallness of our team. And one really, really weird thing that you probably will hate because you're a coach is I kind of do everything from start to finish. So I don't have like a buyer's agent. I don't have a seller's agent. I handle all the paperwork. And I know that's terrible and I'm supposed to be delegating, but it just kind of works for me. And yeah. So anyway, that's a little bit different about me.
There's not, tell people there's not one way to do it. It's just whatever whatever you want. Like, I was talking to an agent last week, I was at Ninja, and, I was just like, hey, what's the goal? He's like, I don't know if I would ever give up selling real estate. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's cool. You don't have to, build a team or a business to where you can step away, right? If you love and you have the passion for helping buyers and helping sellers and all of those things, like, go for it. And that's what this is all about is I just always hated, like, oh, you got to be the top listing agent, or you got to be the top, direct mailer, or you got to be, I just like, I built my business probably with 90% buyers, and just in the last handful of years, I've started to do more listings. but it's because those buyers have finally come around, multiple times and,
Right.
Had houses to sell.
Right. Right.
So fill me in on kind of, your dad passed away, you started to build a team. What's kind of been the plan as far as building the real estate business side of it? Are you still doing the direct mailers? Have you changed kind of your model of how you went out and attracted business?
Right now, that we've kind of been around a while, we aren't doing as many mailings. If we are, it might be more, a postcard of a house we've sold, or like a unique situation of a purchase or sale we've had.
Sure.
To the that direct neighborhood, but it's not like a blanket mailing to an entire neighborhood. And we've done, obviously a lot with social media. As far as, we don't really pay for any websites or any of that. I would say most of our business, if not all, comes from like past clients at this point and repeat business. But we're always trying to think like, what can we do next, or what kind of area can we tap into next? So
yeah, so super intentional and going very deep with the people that you've already helped and
right,
served.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. It's just, for me, that's been one of the things that I've struggled with. I know you guys have all heard my kind of like story of the past client side of it. So that's awesome. I mean, are you doing like events?
We don't, that's something we're not very consistent about doing. And it's something I've been actually working on the last couple of weeks, because there's been a little bit of a slowdown in the market.
Yeah.
So it's something that we talk about, and, we just need to get better about doing it, because that's real, that's our sphere, and our past clients is where we're getting all of our business from. So why aren't we focusing more on that, which we definitely need to do?
Yeah, no, it's all systems based, right? Systems and processes. It's just putting in place.
Yeah. And we don't really have a system for it, which, yeah.
Well, and
one of my goals.
And you guys know exactly, what you need to do. I mean,